Hey everyone, it's Lindsay and I'm here today with a video, except this time I'm going to be making a tag instead of a let's make a card. So I'm using a digital image today, so I'm starting off in Photoshop Elements. I'm opening a new project that is 3 inches by 3 inches with a white background. The Coffee Lovers Block Hop is going on right now, and Craft and Desert Divas has this really cute digital image that you can get as a freebie. You just need to use the word Coffee Hop for your coupon code, and you can get this little image completely for free. I'm using it today on my little tags here, so I'm just placing that onto my project, and then I want to go ahead and add a little sentiment underneath this. These are going to be tags for little gifts. So I'm just going to write for you, and then I want a little bit of a curve to it. So I'll go down to my little option where I can curve this. You'll see right here in the bottom right hand corner, you can click the style button. I'm going to go ahead and give it an arc, and then I want it to be, instead of going upwards, I want it to go downwards, so I'll give it a negative arc. I'll make this just a little bit bigger, and I'll just move it until I'm happy with the image. And then I can go ahead and I need to create a new file because I want to make a lot of these, not just one tag. If you want just one, you can print off now. However, I want to make a group of them, so I'm going to go ahead and just fill up an entire sheet of cardstock. So I opened up an 8.5 by 11 inch project. I'm going to go ahead and flatten that tag image too. You want to make sure you do that. And then I just drag and drop from my little photo bin onto my 8.5 by 11 inch cardstock. Now when I went ahead and drag and drop this, it didn't drop in the correct size. So I just need to go ahead and enlarge that. And you can see whenever you start to pull on that and enlarge it, you get a little measurement on the right hand side that tells you how big you're making your image. So just watch that, and then you can make it the size you want. Then I'll go over to my layers on the right hand side. I'm just going to right click, and then I will click on duplicate layer. Then as soon as I have 2 done, I can go ahead and control click both of those, and then just go ahead and duplicate 2 layers at once. This is just a nice quick way to fill up your entire sheet of cardstock instead of duplicating each individual layer. So just control click on your layers, however many you want to do, and then you can see once I get all of them on there and spaced out just right, I can control click all of my layers and then move them until they're perfectly centered in my cardstock so I don't waste any room at all. I can go ahead and print this sheet off. I trimmed it in half so it could fit in my die cutting machine, and I am just die cutting each one of these tags out with a circle die. This is a 3 inch circle. Using a stitch circle would be really cute right here too. I don't have any stitch circles yet, so I'm just using a regular old circle die, and I will run this through my Big Kick machine. I do want to mention too that I did print off with my laser printer because I'm going to be using alcohol markers. Just make sure you use whatever kind of printer ink corresponds with your coloring medium so you don't get any smearing. So like I said, I'm using my alcohol markers to color in my little image. I'm going to keep these colors very fall, traditional themed colors. So I've got some browns going onto my little bear. I'll end up using about 3 or 4 colors on him just so he gets some really nice depth and shading. I'm using different color browns, and you can see my lightest one is very, very light, and I will end up using that on a lot of the different elements in this little tag too. And that's just one way I try to keep my images cohesive looking, and that is to take different colors, scatter them across the card instead of throwing in a new color. If you continue to use the same color on different images on your little tag, that's going to keep it looking like it all belongs together. When you add too many colors in, it starts looking a little wonky, a little crazy, and a little thrown together. So carrying colors across this card is the way to go. So I'm using some different browns here to color in this little cup, and then I use some oranges to color in that tag just to give it a nice fall theme. And I use brown for my little chocolate icing here. And these are again browns I used on the bear. I wasn't happy with the blending on my bear, so I came back in with another layer and a few more layers on the sweater and also the scarf just until I was happy with that blending. Now here you can see, because I used my alcohol markers, I got some bleed through on the back of my tag. To fix that up, I'm just going to cut this piece of gold glitter cardstock with the same size circle die, and then I'll just attach this onto the back of that tag with some double-sided adhesive. This just allows me not only to cover up that alcohol marker bleed through on the back, but it also allows me to bulk up that tag a little bit so it's not as flimsy, and this could be taken off and reused by the recipient as well because it just says "for you." I'm not going to write anything more on this. So this is one of those tags that the recipient can peel off and use it again, pass it off as their own if they want to. That's up to them. So I'm just adhering some really thin double-sided adhesive onto the back of this tag, and whenever I have a circle, I don't break off my adhesive. I just continue to work that around the circle, and then I can peel off that backing paper all in one go after I have burnished it down with my bone folder. I'll go ahead and line this up with that gold glitter paper and stick it down. And if you do have any little edges that don't line up exactly, if you got a little quick with it, you can just use your long blade scissors to trim that up. Now I ended up attaching this tag to a little brown paper sack that I filled up with donut holes. I thought it would be really cute to give donut holes as a gift with the little bear on the front having a donut in his hand. So I just attached this is satin burgundy ribbon that I had in my stash, and I used a little regular hole punch to put a hole in the top of that tag. I ended up just putting 2 little holes on top of the brown paper bag that I had folded down. I threaded some twine through there, tied it nice and tight, and then I attached this tag onto the brown paper bag, as you'll see in the photos. But this was a great way to give some donut holes and also a little travel mug to my son's teacher for a nice little special gift just to brighten up her morning. That finishes off today's tags, and I will leave you guys with just a few pictures. For more information on these tags, you can head to my blog. There is no supply list, however, I have left a link to where you can pick this freebie up. Don't forget that the coupon code is Coffee Hop. Thank you guys so much for watching today, and happy crafting.